Hi friends, it's Elise here from Bully Bell, and I just got my February Planner Society kit, so it is time to set up my new planner for March. So I'm not going to be doing an unboxing because lots of people already have, but I will kind of zoom through some of the things we'll be using real quick. One cool thing that they included was this piece of acetate, this bow piece of acetate, and 2 pieces of vellum. So I know that Christy Tomlinson really loves vellum. She's always using it in her traveler's notebooks videos, so it's nice that she included some of that. We have our stickers, and we also have some cute bows. As always, a little pouch and post-it notes, some die cuts, our tabs, and a cute little gel pen. So right now I am definitely going to be using this acetate, so I'm just kind of laying it down to decide what should be the first divider, what won't compete with the bow pattern too much. And I think that I have set upon this polka dot here. I don't think that it's too overwhelming, especially since I'll probably be decorating that first tab anyway. So now I'm going to be deciding what my different divider paper should be, and I like to kind of mix up the patterns and colors. I also like to plan ahead of time which tabs I'm going to be using so that I'm sure I choose the right one to match the paper. But I don't like it to be too matchy-matchy. As you can see, I don't usually choose the tab that actually matches with the paper. We have lots of tabs left. There are 5 different designs, and each design has 2 different color variations. So I really like that teal one with the yellow. It's like a lace pattern, but I don't want there to be 2 teal ones right next to each other, so I'm thinking maybe I should do this navy, but I really like the teal. I think I've gotten something to work here. I think I'm going to do the teal there, and then I'm going to do the yellow polka dot there, and hopefully that works out. Yes, I think that will work just fine. And I made my little dividers. I am going to be using these little inserts that came with the little personal planner. I will of course add in my own inserts, but I do think that I can incorporate these ones just fine. I'm a total reject and I don't have a punch, so I have to use this here as my little guide. And these are really thick dividers that came with the Michaels planner, so they're actually really helpful in lining up my hole punch here. It's time to make my dashboard that I'll be using, and then I'll just kind of zoom through and make the other dividers as well. I got a new planner, as you'll see, and I'm kind of thinking that it might be nice to have a planner for each month. Because those planners from Michaels are so inexpensive, I think mine was like $8 with the 60% off coupon. It seems like it's not that big of a waste to buy a new one every month and then just keep your planner set up, and it's kind of like a little time capsule that you could always go back and open whenever you want and kind of get the whole look and feel of that month. But we'll see when I have like 20 different planners on the shelf whether I still think that's a good idea. But for now, I kind of like it. So we'll see how that goes, if I keep it up next month or whether I want to still keep using that planner. I was going to get an A5 planner because that's really my favorite, but the Michaels Recollections ones were like really poor quality, the A5 ones. I felt like the personal ones were much better. So I just decided that I would do the personal and try it out. And you know, it's really small, but you know, maybe that's good sometimes. You don't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel overwhelming to have to, like, you know, fill up these bigger pieces of paper every time. I'm just going in and putting on my tabs. Now this is always a little bit of a chore because it's really important to me that they are lined up nicely. So what I do is I will put the top one on, flush with the edge, put the bottom one on, flush with the edge, find the middle, and then kind of fill in the gaps. So that's what I'm doing here. You'll see I put on the top, I put on the bottom. I'm trying to line up the middle here, and if it's a printed divider, then you can use the print to find some kind of landmark that you can line up with so that you are sure that it is lined up right where you want it to be. So now I'm just going through and filling in the gaps. Now I'm not laminating these because since I am only planning on using it for a month, I feel like it should hold up. We'll see. I'll let you know. But for now I feel like that's going to work just fine. I'm putting on my last little divider here. And I see that I kind of have two of the same print in different variations there at the end, but I'm not going to let it bother me too much. These divider tubs don't actually stick out very far from the edge. The Cocoa Daisy ones, I just did a video yesterday doing my A5 setup. Those ones definitely stick out a lot more. So now it's time to pop them back in the planner. Now one nice thing is that these kits include lots of little tab labels, tons and tons of them, and they are printed on like a clear kind of vinyl label material. So I'm going to be going through and choosing which ones I would like to use on each day. And for the front, I kind of just decided I would do that as a monthly overview. I think I chose monthly. They also have a calendar one that I later decided maybe that would be better, but I just stuck with the monthly. The next one, this is where I'm going to be doing the actual weekly planning. So I'm going to put down weekly, and this little planner is going to be for my planning endeavors. So my Etsy shop, and then I also wanted to have a tab for like social media stuff that I'm doing and YouTube. She has like an Instagram and a YouTube tab, but I didn't want to have a separate one for each website. I just felt like that would be, I didn't know how I'd be able to use it very well. So I think I just chose projects is what she had. So I just decided to put that on the end, and that will be for my online ventures. And then the last one, I wanted it to be like ideas, but there wasn't an ideas sticker, so I think I just went with goals. And I decided I put the to-do ones in there because I could just kind of make a list of different ideas and goals. The lined one I would do for my Etsy shop, and then the grid paper I thought would be good to use for my weekly if I did decide to just kind of make my own inserts instead of printing out some. So now it's on to my favorite part, which is decorating my dividers. These are some of the die cuts, and I'm kind of just organizing them, ones that kind of feel like me and don't. Like, I'm just not really a gardening or watering can kind of girl, so I kind of put those off to the side. I do really like the birds and the bird cage and the butterflies. Now I'm just flipping through some of these journaling cards, trying to create a little scene here. I love this little fat bluebird. It reminds me of this picture I once saw. It was like a really fat bluebird with an orange belly, and he just looks like he's not having it, like he's just super grumpy. So I like that. That's my little grumpy bluebird. Mason jars are a theme that's kind of going on throughout here, so I thought about doing that, but now I found this little belt die cut, and I think it's just so adorable, and that it will work perfectly with the yellow. I absolutely love the yellows in this kit, and so I would like to, you know, use that as much as possible. So I'm just going to lay it down here with some of my crafting tape. And I really need to use a piece of paper underneath because I get it all over the table, which is not cool, but you know. Now I'm just going to layer on top of it another one of these little die cuts that says "Hello Beautiful," and I think that works out really well. It's really important to me to kind of have a balance, just find something that looks good and that's not too overwhelming. So this is my very first tab in the planner, so it's important that it is something that I want to look at. So I'm still playing around with this little guy and this Planner Girl die cut, but I'm just not feeling it so much. So I'm kind of gonna see if there's another journaling card that would work. Oh, I like that one. I think it plays off of the pink nicely. And I'm just gonna lay around some other die cuts and see what looks right. I would like to use yellow. I really like the yellow, so I'm just going to use this plain yellow washi and just secure it on the top and bottom. And whenever possible, I actually like to not actually adhere things, because if I can just use washi instead, I like that more, because then it's more modular and then I can change things around if I'd like to. So the kit came with this really pretty floral print with a yellow background, and I did want to try and include that, or this other floral print that I have here, but it was just too busy. These roses, although I like the idea, I just felt like it was heavy and busy, so I pulled that up. Now I'm going to try and use the yellow washi, floral washi that came in the kit, but that's also really heavy and busy, so I'm not feeling that too much. So then I decided that maybe I should use this kind of teal and blue washi, and I like that okay. I felt like I could live with that for the next month. So I'm putting that down and just layering it on top. And then I'm going to just take a little die cut and layer it across the bottom there. And I think that works just fine. I felt like that was too big, so now, yep, I'm just going to go with the little pink butterfly, put them on with crafting tape, and call it done. Now, when I punch through washi tape, I always like to lay another piece of washi tape on the back. Sometimes you can just wrap the washi tape that you're using around and then punch it. That way it doesn't gunk up your hole punch. So I just did that, and yeah, I think that works well. So now I'm going to be decorating this tab. I'm just going through some of the different journaling cards I can use, and I really like this one, that what if I fall, oh but my darling, what if you fly. So I decided that I would use my little grumpy bluebird friend here, and to just kind of spice it up a little bit, I thought I would layer some different colors of washi underneath him, just so that he kind of pops a little bit more. I found this thick gold washi in the Target dollar spot a little while back. I'm just going to create a little banner shape underneath him and then lay him on top, but I still felt like I wanted a little bit more just to make him pop some and make it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to take this gold foiled writing washi from the Paper Studio, which is my favorite washi because it just really rips easily and it's nice. It has a nice papery texture. It's not waxy. So I'm just going to put that down, and then I will cut off this end, and this end I'll just fold over so that I can re-punch the hole. Then I'll just peel it off again and cut. I usually don't decorate every single divider. Sometimes I will later in the month, but at the beginning of the month, you know, I just kind of like a basic setup. So I played around with maybe doing some other ones, but I decided I'd just wait and see how I feel later in the month. I have these clear acetate Project Life cards that are meant to be layered over photos and then put into like those page protector kind of setups. So I like to use those as little page markers. So I will just punch the holes, and they punch really easily, and then just make it so it peeks out of the top a little bit. But I was feeling like that pink maybe was just a little bit too intense. I really like this teal, but it's just a little bit too gray, a little bit too dusty, so I felt like I couldn't use that. But I decided I could use this clear one. It does have the same pink on it, but at least the pink wouldn't be poking over the top. It would just be on the day itself, and I would imagine that I will probably incorporate darker kind of pink colors that I like to use in my actual weekly spreads. So I figured that it would be a-okay if that color, as long as it's not poking out of the top. So I put that in there, and things are looking good. And now on to my second favorite part, which is decorating the front of the planner here. The kit came with these cool little shaker cards and pockets, so I'm going to try and incorporate those somehow. I'm just going to put that one in, just peeking out a little bit because it doesn't have an actual window pocket. I really like that yellow, and I'd like to use the cardstock, but it just feels like those notes are really adhered well to that card and it's not meant to be ripped off. So instead I'm going to use this yellow bow pocket, and then I will use one of the bow clips here. I really wanted to use the yellow one, but I felt like it was just way too much yellow going on. So instead I'm going to use this yellow paper clip that I made from a gift bow at Michael's. They come in the $1.50 section, and I just couldn't resist the yellow polka dots. I also have my little cat clip, which likes to peek out of the side there. And I'll just incorporate a few other things. I put some die cuts in the pocket. I like to put something back here so that the rings aren't cutting into the fabric. So I decided I would just use the stickers there because I like that paper, and then they are easily accessible throughout the month. Then I'm going to put one of these little clips that I made using a button and a little crocheted flower. Oftentimes you can find those little flowers in the Michael's section. So then I just found a button and I just put it together there. Here's a little pom-pom clip. Moving things around, that ampersand is from a Project Life kit. So that pretty much does it. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Please subscribe if you would like. I'm actually doing a giveaway also on one of my other videos. It's to go with the Cocoa Daisy March kit. I make stickers that match the colors, so if you'd like, you can go watch that video as well. It's really easy to sign up for the giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe and write on that post, "Stickers please." So I thought that maybe it was missing a little something. I don't have a tassel that matches, but I do have this cute little white pom-pom, so I put that on there, and I think that does it. So thank you again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.